Hello, y'all. Welcome to Bam Bam Raw TV. On Bam Bam, aka the 411 Giant. Hit that like button. I want y'all to subscribe. I want you to hit that bell icon so you know when our next video come out. Now, in this episode, I'm gonna talk about the police and our interaction with the police. Let's start with the bottom, cause that's what everything that I am, other than God, with the things from God. That's where it come from. That's my ideology come from. The bottom, we did not dislike police. We did not disrespect authority. We disrespected dirty authority. And being the area the bottom it was in the way that they were designed, it was the most dirtiest police sent down there to handle that situation and handle that area. The one who would go and scream and hurting people and doing that because they felt like those the kind of officers they need to handle us. But when our area came up, those was the officers that we went against the most. If you did your job, no problem. My sister a police officer. I got God sister that's police officer. Right now we got nieces that police officers. We got your cousins that's police officers. We love them. We love them. We respect their authority. So we never been there. Same thing with penitentiary. When we had officers that worked DJ Dunn. DJ. We had dude. He was a correctional officer. You know what I'm saying? But he was a fair one. Had no problem. He DJ come to the club and all them. So it wasn't no problem with him being his position. It was a problem with the ones who abused their position and thought that we was gonna go for it. Now this extended to the jailhouse. This extended to the prison. This extended to the feds. This why I had so much conflict with them in there. Because I was not gonna be intimidated by the fact that they would tell me, hey, shut up. Well, hold on now. I don't see nowhere in the rules. I read the books. I read the A&O books everywhere I go. I read the extended thing. When you send me to Supermax, I understand that there are different rules to the Supermax. So I want to read the book because I want to know what rules you breaking, and I want to know what rules I'm breaking, so that if I break them, I know what I'm doing. But I know the out here on the streets, police are being caught with cameras doing some most brutal things. They know the cameras out here. They know everybody got a camera. Anything you do here, somebody got a camera within the perimeter of you. But the dirty cops are still doing dirty stuff right there in front of those cameras. So now, you take this same type of dirty mentality and you put him in an enclosed environment called prison, and he got victims at his disposal who have no recourse or very, very little recourse. He controls the cameras, where they're going to be printed. He controls the documentation that's going to be written. And you catching thousands and thousands out here with cameras. What you think these doing who control the camera? What you think is happening to your family in there? When these people here is controlling the camera, they controlling what's being said. If you read some of the incident reports on me, they say, well, he got up and he walked over here and going on. But they just said I'm locked down in restraints. And they said, well, he kicked me. He came over here and kicked me. That's why we had to shoot the more gas into his eye. No. I made a statement while I was in restraints. And you came over here and gassed me in my eye again. But that's what you did. But the camera, you made sure that the cameraman who was filming, you gave him the signal, and he turned the camera the other way or put it on my foot, and you came to it. They killing people in there and doing stuff, and this is what they doing. That's why they work with their own camera crew. But that's what I'm saying. And the point is, another point, people don't know. A lot, I'm gonna say a lot. You got some good officers in there. And I'm gonna say the percentage, I believe. The percentage is probably 40%, if that many. That's my honest opinion. I ain't no genius on that, but I'm telling you that from what I met, that's my honest opinion. But the officers out here, they have a past, and they still a percentage of them doing dirt, killing folks, unarmed people. They have to pass a psychological test. Officers in the penitentiary, a lot of them has tried to become police out here, and they did not pass the psychological test. But they can go apply to be guards, and they don't have to take that test. So they can fail this test, psychological test. That's very important when you're taking control over other human beings. And they can come here. That same individual who want to be a police, just so he can beat somebody, just so he can kill a black person or shoot or some innocent. This man can now, because he failed that showed up in this test, and they seen it, and they denied it. He can come over here and work with people that he got full control of. He gets this opportunity. It's like a kid in a candy store. And they need people. They need people to work these jobs because they don't pay nobody as much. So now these people go get this job, and all they do is try to learn the ropes. And once they learn the rope, they bashing somebody across the head. The people gonna follow it up. They gonna cover for them. Once they get with the crew, look at the crew that I told y'all about, the Colorado Cowboys. They was punishing people. Now you got another side to this also. It's another side of the coin, but you got the people who go to the military. The people who've been in the military, a lot of people who've been in the military, they've been overseas fighting. They come back because of their mindset. They're going to find two jobs. They're going to find a job. They can't work in no store. You've been sitting here patrolling the border of the land with AK-47 or whatever kind of firearm you have. You've been on edge. You've been the enemy right there. You and the enemy are always on the edge and going on y'all right there. And so you intense. Everything been intensified. Or you've been having a captive prisoner. So you've been doing it with this prisoner. You've been had to be over the captive prisoner. And now you come back over here. And now you want to work you can't work in no grocery store. You too intense. So what do? You go work at a prison. They hire you at a prison. And you go into prison because now you feel comfortable because now, but the only difference is you forget that these people that you are working over are not the enemy from another country, what you've been holding in a camp, that you've been abusing in a camp. They're American citizens who have committed a crime and it's paying for it. But now your mindset is you don't treat them like American citizens who done committed a crime. You treat them like a foreign person who is attacking your country, who is enemy of your country. That's the way you treat them. When that stuff happened over there in Abu Ghraib, you could tell every man who had been in the military that was a guard because they started treating the American Muslim that was in jail so bad. It started, we shut down Marion because of that. They whooped them boys so bad. We locked down Marion. They had to shut it down because of that. them guards was treating them people so bad. Them dudes ain't had nothing to do with that. But that's the effect of it. You see what I'm saying? So that's why that I had so much conflict with officers. You're gonna see I don't just have assaults on inmates. I don't just have beef with inmates. If I got 100, no problem. Hypothetically, if I got 60 assaults or fights with inmates, then I guarantee you I got 200 with guards. Same way I was on the street, same way as I was in jail, because that was me. I didn't go to jail and be something I was on the streets, and I didn't come out and be something I wasn't in jail. Everything you see is me. Only difference you see is now that at my age and at my learning, I just realized I don't want to be part of the game no more. I'm going to step back, enjoy my family for the rest of the life, and hopefully give out some good advice. I don't want to give out no advice that's going to cause my people to stumble worse than I did, but I'm going to give you the truth about it, and you can make your own decision. I'm going to give you the truth on how to avoid stuff in the system. I'm going to give you the truth on how that if you got to get into it, I'm going to tell you the advice that you should win. You should have a 98.2% win to win. I'm guaranteed that I got to put a good ratio, but I mean, the decision is yours to make. I want you to be safe. I would like for you not to even be in there. And that's my prayers. But if you're gonna be in there, you want to either win or you want to come home. Now, as I say again, this started about the officers and everything. They're not your friends. They're not your friend. If they smiling and grinning with you, they need something from you. You understand? They're not your friend. They gonna same one that's laughing and grinning with you, listen to your joke going on, he'll bash your fucking head out if you reach out there or you say something. And if he'll let the next one bash your head off and we'll go along with him. That's why I roll with dudes. I roll with the inmates. If there's something going on, the officer, I roll with the inmates. Try to talk to him first, but I'm gonna roll with him. I'm not gonna let you hurt that man in that cell down there without me doing something. But that's the way it go. The prison, those guards are not your friends. They got rules and regulations too. If you're in the feds, FBOP got a policy, man. They got rights and responsibilities. Then they got their policies, they got the rights and responsibilities. Some people don't even know about the rights and responsibilities. See, you got a right. They got one go say you got a right to not hurt somebody. You got a right not to put yourself in a situation to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? So why would I go here where you got all this gas in this cell? Why would I go in this cell when you got all this dude done been in here and done put shit all over the walls, all these different diseases, and you ain't properly cleaned this cell? No, I'm not going in that cell. You gonna get somebody with some disinfectant that you pay these people to do. You got a hazmat crew. You get in there and you clean that cell, or I'm not going in it. We gonna fight right here. It's going down right here. You're not gonna put me in no dangerous cell. There's too many goddamn disease going on around here. I done seen them. I tell dude, hey man, I'm going in that cell. That man been putting shit all over the wall. Don't put that man in that cell. Say, bro, don't go in that cell, man. Y'all go get something clean. Look, it's all right. Walk right in there. All right, bro, I'm through with it. More power to you. I'm through with it. You got a right though, man. I'm telling you your rights. And they laughing and grinning all the time. I'm telling you, it's just read and learn your rights and responsibility. Get that A&O book. God forbid that if you're in there, you get that A&O book. Everywhere you go, you read it. Because they got amendment rights at different places based on location. They got amendment rights on place based on the status of the penitentiary. You know, just like when you go to Supermax, you know, we got certain rights that we can have certain things because we stay locked up in the cell all day that y'all can't have on the regular compound. That's why they have to give us a TV. If we break our TV, they got 3 days. They got to get a TV back to us because of psychological reasons that we stuck in that cell without a TV or something to learn from or something to educate us or something to stimulate our mind. Then we can start going kind of crazy in there. And so it's their responsibility to provide us with something to keep us from doing that. So that means, you know, we can like, hey, listen, hey, that TV broke, got 3 days, 72 hours, you know, but the people don't know that. I done seen dudes, even there, I seen dudes go a week without TV. They ain't never let me win more than 2 days without now, because they know I know what I know. When COVID came out, and I'm hearing about they got something out there that's killing folks. I said, listen, man, and they got some disinfectant sitting on the police desk, so dark. And I look at the stuff they passing around for us, it's so light. I told him, I said, man, give me some of that shit the police got over there on their desk. Oh, no, this is good enough. I said, man, y'all crazy, man. I said, y'all might as well get the warden down here. I blocked up my cell. They got the captain down there. The captain said, man, no, you don't give it to all the whole tier. Y'all gonna look that's on the record. I got it. Well, they ain't give me no incident report, but Wayne Perry, Larry Hoover, they all down there. They told me, they said, man, you be going hard. I said, shit, yeah, man. I'm looking at this stuff over there. I used to work in laundry. I know the mix of stuff. That shit, when it get that weak, that ain't nothing but that ain't nothing but a window cleaner. They didn't put too much water in it. They trying to scratch it. That stuff ain't gonna disinfect nothing. But you gotta be aware of all these things, and somebody who aware of it got to speak up. Larry Hoover and Wayne Perry tell you, it was, I said, man, look here. Man, man, Bamm, look here, you made sure everybody got something. I said, yeah, man, shit, cause y'all catch something, and I'm gonna catch it. Man, I ain't trying to die this early. But yeah, I mean, you got to read and know your rights in order to fight. That's one thing. You don't want to fight over empty cause, so you don't want to fight when you're wrong. But that's my thing. I ain't never just hated the police for being the police. I ain't never disliked the police for just being the police. But how can I have integrity for a badge and a uniform when you don't have no integrity and respect for it? How can I respect something that another individual don't respect, and he the one it just took an oath for it? That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Not to me. Because I do have principles, whether people believe it or not. All right, this Bamm Raw TV, and just getting at you. I'm finna start getting into these stories and the pictures and situations, and we gonna go through the system, and I'm finna do a series on surviving the prison. Surviving the federal prison. I'm gonna do a series on that, and I'm gonna break down the reason I know is because I did it all the wrong way, in a lot of manners. And I'm gonna give it to you, whichever way you want to do it. If you gonna want to do it the wrong way, I'm gonna give you to do it the best way you can the wrong way. If you want to do it the right way, I'm gonna give you the way to do that. But that's what I'm here for. And I'm going to just break down my life story with you and how I went through that, and then we'll move on that to the mind of serial killers, murderers, and so on. This will be my conception of it based on different conversations. All right. Hit that like button. I will need you to subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you know when my next video come out. All right. Love y'all.